2024 is coming to an end, and while my investing portfolio has been exploding throughout that year, the time has come to prepare for what's to come in 2025. So today I'll share with you a quick recap of my 2024 year and how I am preparing for the next year. This means that you'll discover my full investment strategy for 2025. But first, let's make a quick comeback to the past and see how this past year has been for me. Over the past couple of years, we've seen that the stock market has been on a massive bullish movement, reaching new highs pretty much every single month. Indeed, except the poor year of 2022, where we've seen that the stock market has been plummeting, we can see that over the past 4 years, it has been some tremendously great years on the market, where it has been able to average some return of over 20% per year, where only in 2024, it has been able to reach over 25% of profit. As good as these news are for all of us, where I've personally seen my investing portfolio reach the $200,000 threshold in December of this year, well, this also makes that the future looks quite uncertain at the moment. Since its 1957 inception up to 2023, we've seen that historically, the stock market has been averaging some return of about 11% per year. This means that over the past 4 years, the stock market has been more than doubling its total annualized return compared to its historical return. So it has made that many economists are forecasting for the next decade to be considered as the lost decade. Many specialists, notably the one from Goldman Sachs, have been recently projecting the fact that over the next decade, we could see an average annualized return of 3% for the S&P 500, which could potentially dip to as low as less 1% in less favorable conditions and only reaching 7% of growth in more optimistic scenarios. It is no wonder why some of the most important investors, such as Warren Buffett, are keeping astronomical high amounts of cash that was not seen before. Personally, even if I'm glad that many of the companies that I have in my portfolio, especially the ones that are in the tech sector such as Meta and Tesla, have been exploding lately, where you can see that both of these companies currently have some unrealized profit on the average price that I've paid for it of over 100%. It has made that I am personally very cautious about my asset allocation at the moment, knowing that the stock market has been increasing way too fast in my personal opinion. During these days on the stock market, I've notably tried to keep in mind a famous quote from Warren Buffett that says, "Be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful." On your side, if you're looking to find what is the market sentiment, meaning what does the people think that will happen with the stock market over the next couple of months, a great tool to help us with this is the Fear and Greed Index. This index is based on the logic that excessive fear will drive the share price down, whereas excessive greed will drive price up. Obviously, this isn't a perfect tool where it won't give you some certainty that the market will react on a certain way, but it is still one of the best tools to see what the different analysts and specialists are forecasting for the future. With its 7 key indicators, which are including the stock price momentum, the stock price strength, the market volatility, and the put and call options, we can see that right now the index will be pretty close from the extreme fear threshold. So this is indicating the investors to be potentially more cautious because a bear market could be occurring over the next couple of years. This is well justified if you ask me, because if we take a look at certain of the most important financial metrics to evaluate what is the true value of certain companies, we can see that some of the biggest companies would be quite overvalued right now with those valuations. It is why my personal strategy when it comes to the stock market as a whole for the next year would be to lower the position that I have in individual stocks and instead invest in great ETFs. For those that wouldn't know, ETFs or exchange trade funds are basically a basket of different companies that you can buy under only one ticker. So this is basically one of the best ways for you to diversify your overall portfolio portfolio of the risk of having only a few companies in it. Also, one of the things that I won't do in 2025 will be to try to time the market, because it has been proven in the past that trying to time the market is one of the worst things that you can do on the stock market. Knowing that, I want to be able to consistently invest as much as I can in the stock market, knowing also the fact that I have some big real estate projects for the new year. Indeed, for those that have already seen my previous videos, you might already know that I currently have a triplex that I bought in December of 2023. Over the past year, I've noticed that this was a pretty good move that I've made in that last year, where I've also decided to move in one of the units of my triplex. But 1 year later, I can proudly say that it was an excellent move that I've made, where with all the different optimizations that I've made in the last year, which notably includes multiple renovations, notably to remake the roofs and also to add different AC, I have been able to make some great capital appreciation with the triplex that I bought in 2023 to about $550,000, where the new evaluation from the city will now come to over $650,000 for this same property. This made that only over the past year, I've been able to make over $100,000 of plus value on this property. And so it makes that with all the equity that I've been able to build on it, I'll be eventually able to refinance my property and use this equity to buy other different properties. However, since I bought this property at the end of 2023 when the interest rate were also through the roof, and since I bought it with a fixed interest rate, it makes that at the moment, instead of strictly focusing on investing in the stock market, I want to be able to pay back my mortgage as fast as I can, because in fact my goal would be to refinance my property potentially at the end of 2025 or at the beginning of 2026 to buy an even bigger property. In fact, my goal for the new property that I want to acquire in the near future would be to buy an 8plex or more. It will obviously be a long-term process where I want at the moment to just make sure with my content that I have the right fiscal structure with me to be able to optimize my taxes as well. So over the next 2 years, I have the possibility to potentially incorporate myself to include this 8plex or more that I'll be buying into a certain business form. This makes that right now for the beginning of 2025, my goal is to have the 15% value of the mortgage that I can put per year on it. This makes that I can pay back 15% of the value of my mortgage in capital at the beginning of every single year. This means that when I'll be done with this, I'll focus mainly on investing as much as I can in the stock market in great ETFs. However, it is also important to understand that the growth that we've seen lately isn't only applying to the stock market, but also to the crypto market. Since the election of Donald Trump in November, we've notably seen that the Bitcoin has reached for the first time ever the threshold of $100,000. At the moment, I only have about 1 to 2% of my assets invested either in Bitcoin or Ethereum, but in the near future, my objective will be to increase this ponderation up to 5%. In terms of other alternative investments, I know that many people like to collect different gold, watches, wine, or even other collectible items. However, on my side, I am not the biggest fan of these types of items because they are not able to provide me great cash flow, and it is why I won't be investing in these types of assets in the next year. So globally, if I had to recap what are my objectives for 2025, it would be first to pay back my mortgage as fast as I can to keep about 50% of my assets in real estate. Then I also want to keep about 25 to 30% of my total assets invest in ETFs, and about 15 to 20% of my assets invest in individual stocks. And with the 5% leftovers, I would want to invest this money basically in either Bitcoin or Ethereum to have a great diversification of my total assets. But another type of investment that I haven't talked about in this video is also the time investment. I have to say that on that side, I have spent countless hours in 2024, and I will continue the same in 2025 on this YouTube channel. 3 years ago, I've started this channel with the main objective to help people with their personal finance with the experience that I've built through my financial analyst career, as well as with the different experience that I've built since I've started to invest over 5 years ago. And so So even if in the next year we have some massive market crash or a certain market correction, I will try to continue to make great educational videos to help you with your different financial objectives. Over the years, we've been able to create together and build a solid community on this channel, which I'm very proud of, and I want to continue on that same trend over the next couple of years. So if you want to discover what will be coming in 2025 on this channel, make sure to join the North family by subscribing to the channel. Plus, if you're looking to find one of the best online brokers to invest in 2025, either if you're in Canada or in the US, I have recently decided to transfer a lot of my money towards Moomoo because of the low fees and the great perks that they are offering to their customers. To learn more about this great online platform, make sure to check out the link in the description of this video. And if you want to find what are the best ETFs that you should have in your portfolio in 2025, check out the video that's gonna be right over here, and I will see you soon. Peace.